you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, I know.
No way. Oh, sorry, what?
Now, I don't know this couple, and we're going to assume that this was a ha-ha, we're being funny kind of a video. To summarize, this guy basically said, yeah, they think about women as piggy banks. Problematic already, but...
Okay, I've never heard of that before, and I love it. Go watch that whole video. It's linked in my caption to get the full effect, and go follow her. And what it reminds me of is another video I saw from another mutual. I'm going to tag that one too, about the orange peel test or whatever that was going around on social media for a while. Maybe people are still doing it. And how these are all like really insightful into men's mindsets. And as much as I hate the idea of like testing men, you kind of have to if you don't know what to look for. And what a lot of women are realizing, and Cecilia made this point in her video, is that a lot of these trends that are happening on social media, women are just like, oh, hey, boyfriend, try this thing, not realizing how terrifying the result would be of that little experiment or fun trend, right? So she talks about for those of you who don't know, the orange peel test, it's like you give your boyfriend an orange and be like, babe, can you peel that for me? Especially if you have like long nails and like manicured hands and like, this is really like, yeah, it's helpful, right? I have never had long nails, so I don't even know what it's like to have to manage around that. Mine suck and look stupid most of the time. And so what a lot of women have seen is that men are like, no, why would I do that? Why would I do that for you? And when the women are like, I don't know, because you love me, because you want to be helpful. That experiment, along with a lot of other ones, is so revealing, because men will just be like, but why? What have you done for me? Other than all the stuff that we do for them, right? And a lot of men, there's also like a toilet paper video that was going around for a while, where like women were like, okay, why won't he just bring me, I ran out of toilet paper, why won't he just bring it? And they like to teach her a lesson, to make her more independent and not rely on him so much, as if women have ever really relied on men. The only reason why we've ever relied on them in modern history, in my country at least, I will speak for what I know, is because they hoard the money and we had no choice. So we have to do all this stuff to get them to give us money. They hoarded the power and the money. And so women just had to do all this stuff to get access to the money. Why do you think our grandmas hated our grandpas? We were literally held hostage. And women have learned to be manipulative. Men are more manipulative. You will never convince me any other way. Women have learned to be manipulative in order to get what we need. We are like, it's a superpower, and it can be used for harm, but it can also be used for good, and that can be used for survival. Ask anyone who grew up in a home with alcoholism or a narcissist or abuse or anything like that. Those kids know how to manipulate the abuser by constantly stroking their ego, la 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 la, to stay alive. That's literally what women do when we're in relation to men, usually. When we're stuck in a house with them and married to them. So it's not that we just need to be independent. We've literally been taking care of everybody, birthing all of that. You know what I mean? It's just our work hasn't been valued. Our work hasn't been valued, and even less so the more intersections you have, right? As a white woman, my work is always going to be more valued, right? Because I'm inherently given more value because of white supremacy. Anyway, we have been taught so many things in order to give men the feeling that they're the king of the castle and that their decisions, whatever. But we've been like running the show behind the scenes, being the producers of these men's lives, and they are the star, getting all the credit, getting all the praise, and women have been holding these men together, right? So if you end up with a man who's constantly testing you and making sure that you don't rely on him too much, I'm sure you don't. And if you rely on him for like a ton of money, good for you. Get your money. You're probably doing a lot for that paycheck, And so I made a video earlier about how the internet, is obviously radicalizing so many men because so much content like pushes them into the alt-right spaces, right? But the other thing that the internet is doing is it's also exposing these men for who they are and what they believe in and what they're doing. And women are actually, unfortunately, being embarrassed in real time by what their partners say. With the whole Roman Empire thing. Women are like, hey, honey, do you ever think about the Roman Empire? They're like, yeah, every day, that's all I think about. Like, they're like, oh my God, you're obsessed with conquering people and violence and probably imperialism and colonialism and all these other things. You know, it's like they're very revealing, right? This orange test is revealing that a lot of men don't want to do anything for women, especially women that they're married to or dating that they can't stand. If men actually loved women, they would want to just do things for them, right? Not because it's a piggy bank, because so many things are transactional with men, but because that's love. You love each other, right? And the thing about the first video my mutual was talking about with the piggy bank thing, to summarize, it's like you put this, 100 in the piggy bank, then 90, and you keep decreasing it, but then going up a little bit. So they're like, so they start getting used to less and less and less, but it's not as bad as yesterday, right? So less, 5 steps backwards, 1 step forward until they finally accept nothing. And I think that's how a lot of women end up in marriages where they're like, how did this happen? Who is this man? And then the men are like, who is this? This isn't who I married. I'm going to go cheat and have an affair because she's just not as fun as she used to be. Blah. One of the most enlightening things that I saw on social media is when women realizing when they ask their partners, like, what do you like about me? And their response was always about them and not the woman herself asking the question. It was like, oh, you're a great mother. You love me so much. You're so selfless. You're all these things that are about martyrdom, giving, loving unconditionally without actually saying the words, because hopefully men are not dumb enough to use those words, because you're not a baby. You're not a baby or a dog. You don't get unconditional love. But some of them are actually dumb enough to say, I should be loved unconditionally, like Izzy from Love is Blind. Blah. But so many of these men, it's like a lot of women are realizing like, everything he says about me that he loves is about me servicing him somehow, me giving things, but does he even know me? And that's why a lot of women are realizing they are replaceable. I still remember a video from like a year and a half ago where the woman said the most traumatizing thing that she realized after her divorce was how replaceable she was. That everything she'd done for that man, sacrificed for that man, the children she had birthed and almost died giving this man, right? That he wouldn't even raise, probably even hardly talk to, right? Like everything she did for this man was literally just like start over, redo, Control Alt Delete, new woman, oop. And it's like all that for what? For what? He ended up cheating and leaving anyway. And then that's when she realized, oh my God, he doesn't even know who I am. He literally just replaced me, right? And so this isn't, it's not that I want necessarily women to be testing men, but they test us all the time. They test us all the time. Do y'all remember there was a video going on over on Twitter the other day, and it was a guy who like asked a girl to pick up food for him on her way to his place, and then because she wouldn't, he was like, see? And like this whole, this person probably listening to the Red Pill stuff. But she didn't live with him. He's literally asking her to come over for a booty call and was like, asked her to bring food, and the fact she wouldn't bring food, right? Pay money to go have schmecks, and she's driving to your place? Like, bro, do you do anything? Right? And, and like he saw that as a sign as a woman who's, whatever, and this made this whole thing on the internet. And here's the thing, we can't change men. That's our codependency. That is how we're taught. Oh, we could change them. No, we can't. But what we can do is have a boundary and never set, and the boundary's not for them, it's for us. We can't make them do anything. We can't make them treat us well, but we can have consequences for them not doing so. Like, oh, you blew off our first date together. Bye. I'm never talking to you again. You don't get a second chance. Literally, first impression is that they're testing you. They test us for how much we will put up with. Those kinds of men are constantly testing us. So we can test them back, right? And you don't have to test them back if you can already see the signs, but so many of us don't even know what those signs are or what to look for. So I'm sorry, but I am here for these little tests. The men are telling on themselves and the women are dumping them for it.